Rise. How y'all doing? Early shift. Hold on. Hello? I don't know why my mic is acting like that, but uh, all I want to say is that I went on. I went on my. Woke up this morning. Went on TikTok. I was reported for misinformation. Must have been a lot of times from government officials. I'm used to that. Well, today my appeal was lifted. My live video was restored. They found out that there was no misinformation nor disinformation. So therefore, when I say that look it up for yourself, I'm not trying to teach anybody or convert anybody. I'm just providing you with information so that you can make a rational choice on your own. That's it. I want to thank my brother Chef, my brother Hazy, my brother Food Stamp for all the contribution and pushback, because sometimes you need that. But I do have to say this: the truth doesn't need ignorance to stand on. If you don't know it's the truth, it's still going to be the truth, whether you like it or not, whether it comforts you or not. And like I say, this is going to be a really short live. Um, I just came back because like I said, got banned on TikTok for misinformation. The next day, they told me that that video is supposed to be deleted, but they sent me clips of that video, right? And said, "Pay post these." So I posted those. Bro liked them, Chef liked them, and I don't know, maybe two other people liked them. Not very many likes. But the appeal, I just appealed and said I don't understand why it's misinformation. And then I provided where I was getting my information from. And yeah, it's not. Again, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not the truth. Just because it doesn't fit inside your agenda doesn't mean it's not the truth. You know, um, just because you haven't heard about it doesn't mean it's not the truth. It's still the truth. And I just like when the truth prevails. Again, when I tell you, when I provide information, I'm not going to provide you misinformation or disinformation on purpose. If I do, I stand corrected immediately. I was wrong. But when I can look up something and it specifically says what I'm saying, well, then that's not misinformation or disinformation. That's just what's happening. All the organizations that were named, the Galen Foundation, John Birch Society, everything that everything that was mentioned, somebody was talking, didn't like it, and it was some. I know it was somebody that the last name was Killeen. And if anybody knows history of Fort Hood, Texas, it's called Fort Hood. We know who wore hoods. And Killeen is an acronym for kill. Each and every nigga. It's an acronym. That's the name of the city. Killeen, Texas. It makes sense with it being right outside of Fort Hood. That person has been in every live, the first one, and they sit there on a regular basis, which lets me know that they're probably a government official. And I probably said some stuff that they don't want the general public to know, like some of the organizations that are running thick through your White House and how dangerous and deadly they are. You know, I'll tell you one thing: we don't have any rights. We have a bunch of privileges. You don't ask for your rights; they're rights. Your rights are granted to you at birth. You have rights at birth, inherent rights. You got choices starting at birth. What we have are a bunch of privileges, things people let you do depending on who's in there. Oh, these people, they're going to do this and they're going to do that and they're going to do this. They're going to give you the privileges to do that because you're not your own. What's up, bro? Hey, bro. If you see the title, appeal accepted. I'm back on TikTok live. Let me turn my camera on. I got to tell bro, this face to face. Everything that I was stating was the truth. You remember? I got appealed. You remember I got banned. I told y'all I got banned from TikTok for misinformation. Everything I was stating was true, so my appeal came back, and I'm allowed to go live now. And I knew it was gonna come back like this. And people say, "How was somebody gonna say? How you know it was gonna come back live like this?" Let me make this very clear. I knew that it was gonna come live back live like that because they sent me clips of that same live that they said was rejected and said, "Post these clips." Chef liked them this morning. Chef, do you know them clips that you like? Do you know that come from the post that's banned? What's up, T? Did you know that, Chef? Them clips that you like, Chef, that come from the post that was banned. So, who got the footage? Because that's supposed to be mine. They restored my live, said there was no misinformation or disinformation in there. And I knew they was gonna do that when they let me post them clips yesterday of what the guy was saying. And again, I'm gonna say that just because you appeal something, you don't know something, or it don't hurt or it hurts your feelings that this is who these people deal with, this is who they are. The truth don't need ignorance to stand on. Never has. The truth stands alone. You have never seen nowhere in the Bible that the Bible, the truth, needed some other book to stand on. All the other books need the Bible to stand on, especially Islam. Yes, Muhammad said to follow Christ, he was a great prophet. Yeah, follow his teachings. He was a great prophet, but he wasn't the son of God. Christ said Muhammad would be a false teacher. He told you that specifically. Many are going to come in my Father's name and in my name too. But if they don't go by this, because I'm the last one, ain't no more prophets. I'm here to fulfill the law. Ain't no more prophets after me. I'm the last one. And I don't have an earthly father. It's proven in the scripture. When you read the scripture, it proves it. The Savior didn't have no earthly father. Because when he got left at the synagogue and he was teaching, he specifically told his earthly mama, Mary, she said, "Jesus, what you doing here? We've been looking for you. We accidentally left you." He said, "No, you ain't accidentally leave me. I stayed here because I got to be at my father's house, being about my father's business." And Joseph didn't say, Boy, I didn't tell you to stay here. Joseph, he didn't say nothing. You know why? 'Cause he know one thing. I'm not his daddy. And all my kids is his stepbrothers. It get your evidence all over. You know, I was talking to my partner Nubs yesterday, had a great conversation. But he can't tell me that King Herod now wrote down things that they did in history and then tell me that King Herod, that was also the king when the Savior was born, didn't exist. If the Bible specifically tell you what was here and then they write their own history book and state that they was here doing, and there's a timeline with it had to be. That's why, and when he said, well, you know, all these other deities were born just uh, on Christmas, and they all were born of a virgin. Well, where did they walk at? Who was the? This is my problem. Who was the king when they was here? Because they never really existed. See, they were gods. That's who they worshipped. The people that they a lot of the Zeus and all them people ain't never existed. They ain't never existed. Those are deities. Christ was in the flesh. Big difference. Again, I won't provide you with misinformation or disinformation. And I'm not here to convert. I'm not here to teach. All I do is provide the information. I'm not saying you got to believe it. It was somebody that had it out for me over there on TikTok. And this is the thing. I believe they knew the information I was providing was true. I believe they was shook though, because ain't nobody supposed to know that. Not a regular layman like me. How I know? And let's go even worse. I'm not a white man. I'm not supposed to know nothing. And that's according to even my own black brothers. Now, if a white dude, we done seen it plenty times on this stage. Me or Chef will be having a platform. I'm saying something, arguing like a motherfucker with me. Because I've been labeled a crackhead and stuff. That's what they see, they did that on purpose. That's why I'm talking about the discredit. That's why I really can't stand people that fell in that game and made songs and played like that. Because it was the discredit. Now you're gonna discredit me and disregard the truth over a lie. That's why I told people be careful of that. And when did people started calling me a crackhead initially? When I broke the news about when I was studying about child trafficking and Epstein and Ashley. Golly, that one girl and Penny was doing some research work with Penny. And Penny has been on my live. She's just been on the phone. She just been on the phone on my lives. Uh, Carter, what's her name? Carter. When I started studying her, ran into her. Allie Carter. When I started talking about the pedophilia ring going through the White House, is when I started catching hell. And it's the thing, you whole ass streaming niggas that don't like me or don't like streamers in general, because especially mine, because I had people in my streams that wouldn't come to your stream because they don't mess with people like you. I built my own community. You did everything you could to turn that down with that dope fiend stuff. So now I don't want to hear how racist white people are when people of our own color don't believe nothing that we say. It had to be a white man or a white woman up here telling you that stuff. Nubs come up here and talk, and everybody shuts the fuck up like they in school. I say the same thing Nubs say, and I get yelled at, and I be pissing people off, and they be traveling down here to kill me, showing guns and shit on the screen. Y'all are some slave scared niggas, and I just got to tell you, you got to pop out of that, cause pretty soon you gonna be on the line by yourself, dog. If you don't know how to accept information, or if information comes to you skewed depending on who's telling it. That's some racist shit. And then we'll all sit up here and say we ain't racist. Bullshit. I know it happens. It happens to me constantly because people don't know shit. And they just put their thoughts together and think, oh, well, I know this because it. No, that's how you feel. Those are your feelings. That's why I say when I provide you with some information, I put it on the screen. That way we can all read together. Ain't no discrepancy. So when I was talking about the Dark Enlightenment movement and J.D. Vance and all them people, and Chef, when he said, you need to hook me up with that dude that you listen to. And then Elon gets up there and does all this stuff, and people are having technicalities. They usually have their hands straight. They don't put it across their arm. It don't even matter. Well, that come from us. So they stole that from us. So whoever they stole it from, we know what they use it for now, and what they've been using it for a long time. And this one's gonna be even worse because this gonna be a tyrant. If the John Birch Society have anything to, this gonna be a neo-reactionary movement. They ain't with democracy or none of that shit. A very fascist movement that believe the Bible for one people, the John Birch Society. They believe Christians can only be a pure race, and that's white. That's why they're dangerous. Because the last time that happened, they went around the world supposedly forcing the Bible on everybody. Like us, they forced their Bible on us. Like the stories of the Bible that came out of Africa and the people that was there already, they didn't bring it with them. They had no clue of it. If Africa taught Europe everything they know, and then they was coming over here, what make you think that they didn't know it over here already? Why do we think that the world only began at 1500 or 1492 or 1300, 1200? Why? What make you think they came over here and built this whole nation? Or had you build it and they made you? Why? I said, but they told you. Where the votes? Where the votes? What's up, Stu? Where the votes? You mean to tell me that the slave trade was one of the biggest money makers in this country? From the West Indies to West Africa, and they ain't got a remnants of one fucking boat. Out of all the stuff people say during war and and discovering stuff, you mean to tell me they don't got one plank of wood from one boat sitting somewhere in a museum catching dust right now? Again, I'm gonna ask simple questions because we do know one thing. Anybody that looks Spanish is probably from Spain. Anybody that look like they from Portugal, look Portuguese, they probably from Portugal. Anybody look English, they probably from England. Anybody from Germany, be blonde hair, blue eyed, they look German. Can we agree to that? So Europeans look European. Aboriginal people that look like me that still exist. Aboriginal is not a tribe. That is a label. That is a type. It is not a race or a tribe. It's a type of person that derives from the original. They come from the original. They still have them in New Zealand, and they look like me. And in order for you to be Aboriginal, you would have to be Aboriginal to all seven continents. Just because England was writing down history, recording it, and keeping it over there, when they came over here and destroyed everything, they probably destroyed a lot of rich history too. And there was a reason why they destroyed everything. It was a reason why they took people to war. The people didn't even know they was at war. Trail of Tears. I was talking to my partner Dirt last night. He has a bunch of my what I say and a bunch of stuff that I information I give him. He get does on his podcast. Dirt is hitting views now from what he said. But he said, man, I am so pissed off that in school we didn't learn about Red Line Day or some day like that. He said where all the black wall streets in every town in every city where there were black people were taken out by the government. I said, yeah, that happened. He said, why do black people call it just Black Wall Street though? I said, because they don't do a lot of reading for themselves. They hear it from one dude that bet about one instance. And then we cling to that without doing our own investigation. And then I told that's why I started doing my investigation. So I know what you're talking about. Yes, and it happened everywhere. You talk about Black Wall Street just in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I live in Temple, Texas, right on Avenue B. Hey, we had a Black Wall Street. Yeah. We had a Black Wall Street. You won't hear about that one because that's not the one they want to scare you with. They want to scare you with the biggest one, the richest one, Tulsa, Oklahoma, as if to say, look at this news, nigga. Anytime you get started, we'll take it away from you. If any way we want to. If we can't steal it, we'll burn it down. Now they use us to do it. Black Lives Matter movement. Wasn't no peaceful march about that. Everything got tore up in a whole bunch of cities. And they use us to tell our own stuff. During the pandemic, y'all crazy. If y'all don't think these people are puppet masters. Like I say, I am wonderfully happy, and I'm just coming to YouTube to share it because I knew I was gonna run into my brother. But my brother jumped on immediately and said, "Hey man, hook me up with that guy that you be talking to, cause I ain't never heard nothing like that. You putting all this stuff on the screen, which means he ain't lying." And then he said something very specific. He said, "Us black folks, we over here not caring about what go on with the Palestinians." He said, "Now look this up. See how many hijackings it was every week back then. And when they hijacked the plane, who was the first people they let off? They've been, like he said, they've been fighting for you and your cause because they know if it leaked over there with them how deadly it was going to be. They've been fighting for you and your cause harder than you've been fighting for yourself because you love money, you don't love integrity." I bet Chef went and read about that because Chef's from the island and that means they have closer ties than us Americanized people. Chef popped right back on and said the next day, he said, "Hey man, yeah, they like are really in tune with what's going on over here. Like we have people that really love us in other countries that know how things operate and they don't like it. Y'all gotta realize a lot of these countries ain't that old. Like Israel, Israel's not that old. Israel just a little older than me. Matter of fact, Israel, my mama was 7 when Israel became a country. That's the love of money. You can say that again, Miss T. We need to quit misquoting that, and y'all correct anybody that misquoted. Because people would get on here and just say money is the root of all evil. That's a lie. A tool ain't never been the root of all evil. Money is a tool. It's not life. It makes life substantially easier. Like you don't have to build your own car and make all the parts. You don't have to learn that much stuff. Which would be helpful because cars would be cheap. If everybody could build a car and make all their parts, cars wouldn't cost that much. It's the lack of information. And every time you find out something about that car, you can work on it yourself. What do? They turn that engine, make it smaller, and put stuff places all over the place. I used to get inside my beard because I was so small. I used to sit inside my car and work on shit I needed to work on, like my carburetor, clean my points on my distributor and stuff like. I used to sit inside of. That's how I had. I had a '74 LTD. So I know now my Suburban got roll bars all over the place. You gotta take all those roll bars off before you start working on it. Like, why the fuck did they cage this engine in like this? This is stupid. Now I understand you caging the battery in, and thank you for that, but come on, man. Enough is enough. You know, there's a lot of our. I can't say again. I'm not saying that people are bad. I'm not calling them Nazis. I'm not. I'm just looking side eye or one eye. Like I'm kind of focused because again, people of that caliber that feel that type of way, all the stuff that they be doing, man, a lot of the time, you in the natural order would say, how would people be down with them that they doing that? Because the people that's down with them, everybody run the flock is the same. It was sad. Let me make this very clear. It was sad that no one corrected our president that really liked him and said you should apologize for that grab him by the coochie thing. Nobody said that. They all said that's just locker room talk. That's just how we talk. And men weren't even embarrassed. And that was embarrassing. You wonder why women don't trust us? Wonder why they're always after our money? You wonder why that if they do get dogged down in a relationship, at least they got a car and a house out of it? I don't know. Just grab them by the coochie. Don't care if it was 10, 20, 30 years ago. The man can't, again, here go another man that I said shouldn't be president. He can't hold a marriage together. This is third wife. I think that bit of integrity should allow you not to be president. If we want a president, we want somebody that's got evidence of being able to make the right choices through their whole life. Am I right or wrong? Would that be fair to say? Not trying to be a jerk or nothing. I'm just saying, would that be fair to say? You want somebody with a track record? I mean, that's how it used to be. Just a little integrity. I mean, we had Bill Clinton. He gets caught cheating. Nobody reprimands him. The best we say is, well, he's the president. He did good. He deserved it. And uh, she didn't leave him. You don't think she down with it? You don't think she sent her to do it? That's how she knew about it. You think they get along? This census and recording people and knowing where bloodlines travel has been going on forever. Since Caesar. Well, let me make this very clear. This is the same thing that the Savior was going through when he was here. That's why it's so accurate and it's the truth and it still stands today. Because it was the same government, same idea. Where do you think they were going when Jesus was born? They were going to pay their taxes. That's why there was no room in the inn. Everybody was moving around. It was tax season. That's just the truth. It was the beginning of the year. There was a census, like they do now. And they know who's who. They know whose bloodline is who. Again, they heard about a king of kings that was coming. And they didn't hear about it from no man. So who told? One of their gods. That they already experienced, was experiencing. And what did they do? They sent somebody, right? They sent three wise men with bearing gifts. And look, they didn't even go back to report to the king after they saw. After they got right there where they was led to be by the creator, they saw it for themselves and they didn't go report back. Because see, they were supposed to tell him where he was at. They wanted him big as a baby. So this census thing, your bloodline, who you are, it's not a secret to somebody other than the creator. I'm just being honest with you. And we don't know how evil can get. We just gotta be honest with ourselves with that. We don't. I mean, when God told you to kill back then, and it was some bad people that was doing harm to everybody else, but in order for the world to coincide in a better manner, there had to be something had to happen to them. He said even kill their animals. Y'all remember that? Everything was infected. And we wanted that back then. It was kind of like how we cry now. We cry now, do something, do something, do something. Do something about the pedophile ring, okay? Donald Trump did something about the pedophile ring. And then all hell broke loose. All hell broke loose. Hands got exposed. Then he got exposed. And when he got exposed, everybody tried to make up reasons why you can't expose him like that, why he's not subject to that kind of exposure. There's a bunch of stuff that people say, but people say, well, that's crazy, or that man's crazy, or I don't mind. They call Martin Luther King crazy. That's the first one I'm gonna mention. They called Einstein crazy. That many great people they don't call crazy because they didn't understand. And the reason why they didn't understand is because the person that was giving off the information didn't look like he should be able to have an understanding every single time. And he could make them understand, but they didn't want to understand. That happens a lot. I read a scripture with another 50-year-old man, Psalms 2, because he's trying to blame the woman for what happened on this planet. We read Psalms 2 so many times that he just didn't and he's a Hebrew Israelite. He just didn't want to believe what it said. He just wanted to interpret it his way and not read it the way he read it. At the end of it, we have atheists even saying, no, that's exactly what it's saying. It's very plain. When the tree of life and the tree of knowledge were planted in the garden, when those trees were planted in the garden, the forbidden ones, Eve was not here. He didn't give Eve any instructions. Everything that happened is man's fault. This is a man's world. And when we've given dominion over to the enemy, and he gets to have his say so because we were disobedient. That's why things are going the way they're going. That's why the revelation is the way it is the revelation. That's why you're watching it live and in 3D. That's why it seems like a movie. That's why it seems like we're actors. You can't tell me that something that created everything don't know everything and can't see the. And since he's not bound by time, he's already in the future. He in the past too. Hey, redhead. So yes, this being is gonna know exactly how you choose. What's up, Songbird? I see you on your way to vacation. You on your way to the East Coast. And what I'm saying is this stuff is simple to grasp. If me providing truthful information is scaring you, well then you probably can't think under pressure. Because the stuff that I'm providing information about, you can't do nothing about it anyway except for go with the flow. And I'm just trying to provide a. When people say why is it going this way, I'm just trying to provide a why it's going that way. That's it. IT point blank, nothing else. I'm not trying to provide a who, when, where, a how come. Well, maybe a how come because that's like why or because. But like I said, it just made me feel so good when The TikTok, I knew TikTok was gonna unban that live. I knew it because they sent, and I just kind of took off on TikTok. I ain't gonna front. When they sent back those videos and said post these from your live, I was like, this is when you interjected. When the room got crunk. People that went got people, it's like this guy's over here talking some shit. And nobody was in the comments. But they weren't saying anything. Already. Nervous but excited. They weren't saying they weren't saying anything in those comments. And that's what they wanted me to post. And I was like, well, they still got the video there. So I go to my live studio and it was like video deleted. I was like, nah. It can't be deleted if you're telling me to post these spots of the video. Can't be. Video's got to be here. I got up this morning. Oh, your appeal was denied. Your warning was wiped away. There was no misinformation. Like I said, either somebody was mad reporting me, didn't want me to be saying this shit, or it was somebody who hell bent on MAGA and they was reporting me and they don't want to believe the shit. Shoot. I think Trump has a golf course in California in Long Beach, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think any of the people that voted for him was they able to come and be around that. Hmm. I think he's narcissistic. I think he's very stupid and easily manipulated. And I think his wife plays the game very well. I believe she the one. She looks smart. Let me tell you, it makes it very clear. You don't go from being a centerfold on like a Playboy magazine to being vice first lady by being dumb. Let me make this very clear. She's so smart. Her son is confused. You could tell. This is just a joke that I wrote, but y'all hear me out on this joke. Ivanka Trump, Ivanka is that her name? Is so smart, and her son know it that he is confused. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He is confused, cause he know who running shit. He live with him. He know. Watch what I say come out. Let me. You do not. And the level of disrespect. Y'all remember when Putin, when he said I'm gonna end the war in Ukraine the first day I get it off, and what Putin tell them, 'cause they ain't been talking about that. He ain't said nothing about the Ukraine lately, has he? Huh? Did he stop the war in Ukraine? Because Putin say no, him and nobody he mess with dare not to talk to me. They haven't said anything. No, he's not. He's not doing. He's not winning in these war. He's not stopping anything. If I want to keep fighting, I'll just keep fighting. That's number one. He don't run me. Matter of fact, I run him. Now I'm gonna show you how I run. You see his wife? Remember on the news station? Y'all hear me? Y'all remember Putin dropped? a picture of that centerfold picture of his wife with that woman and they didn't have no clothes on in that magazine. Y'all remember Putin dropped that on the news and let everybody see. Congratulated Donald Trump on his win and then told him he ain't talking to me about nothing. And then went to Ukraine and talked to them people and they said, nah, we don't want Trump to talk to Putin about uh uh ending the war because Putin gonna get his way. If he ended too fast, Putin gonna get his way. No, we can't just abruptly end it like this. Not like this, not like that, not right now. Cause Putin gonna get everything he wants. If Trump gonna got something to do with it, again, I'm not what we walk straight through all this stuff. Me and my bro, me and Chef, we walked straight through all this stuff. We looked at videos, we read articles, we tried to find contending articles. Most of it was misinformation and disinformation. Chef, no, we walked the whole path on this. The level of disrespect. Putin a bad. And so now we leave in NATO. We're gonna leave NATO so that we'll have grounds to sue all the countries that owe us. But we ain't talking about paying nobody back. We owe some countries too. And we fund NATO more than anybody. But that's because we have a strong military and most of our money goes to military, goes to protection. And you have to be like that when you're the culprit and when you're the bully. When you're the bully, you have to stay the bully. Or there was no point in being a bully. What's done happened is those people done figured out these little infractions, like our military and stuff, they can be bought. They're privately owned. We think they belong to the United States. No. Once you find out the truth, you say, "God damn it." But again, if I get an argument from that, and that's fine. Again, I will never purposely try and provide you with. Now I don't know anything. I don't really know these people. I just know where to get information from. And there's so much information now from people that have information. And I try to give people who and where. I'm not selfish with the information. But again, a lot nobody wants it. Man, I'm cool with that. I know where I stand. I know where we stand. It ain't. Let me make this very clear. Ain't no love lost at all. And I ain't no one of them I told you so kind of people. I find some articles intriguing. Like I found this article very intriguing. Now this is the DOJ. This is the DOJ. I'm trying to put up here. The DOJ. Because you can go and read stuff like this. This is what the DOJ says. just make it like this. This is what the DOJ says, and if you don't know who the DOJ is, it's the Department of Justice. Leaders of a transnational terrorist group charged with soliciting hate crimes, soliciting the murder of federal officials, and conspiring to provide material support to terrorists. Now, what terrorists are they talking about? Because the terrorists that we're used to hearing about are like from the Middle East and stuff. But if you read just a little of that, you'll figure out fast they're not talking about those kind of terrorists. What kind of terrorists are they talking about? And who do they want? White supremacy. Did y'all read the second paragraph? These are the people. Dallas Humber of Elk Grove and Matt Allison. Terragram Collective. Transnational. I get down to right here. Now that was happening. I think we was watching like a presidential debate or something. So then I also, like I say, we read certain stories that we hear about, but and then you think you see that right when that's been formed for a while now, but when you have certain people like Amanda Jared and Amanda Miller, it makes you think otherwise. It makes you think different. And so you just know where this country's going, but as me, I don't have a plight in that because I don't believe in any kind. I believe in the collective supremacy, and that's just we the people by the Constitution. I think everybody that I know is smart enough to make the best decision for the community. Matter of fact, I know it. Now, will they? A lot of them know, and the ones that I'm saying no to probably bark loudest in the community. But they're serious about entertaining people. They're not serious about community work. And there's a big difference. That's why nothing gets done. Already, T. But I'm just, like I said, there's just evidence. And I'm just telling people, hey, just beware, man. That's it. It's time for me to move around again. Definitely got to pay some bills and stuff, so I got to move around. But I just wanted to say that felt good. That felt really good.